One day, her mother, having made some cakes, said to her, "Go, my dear, and see your grandmother, for I hear she has been very ill. Take her a cake and this basket of gluten-free sweets." Little Red Riding Hood set out immediately to see her grandmother, who lived all the way across the neighborhood. As she was going through the woods, she met not one, but 2 wolves. They were very keen to eat her up, but dared not to because of the workers working nearby. They asked her where she was going. The poor girl, who did not know that it was dangerous to talk to strangers, said,
"I'm going to my grandmother's. I hear she's gluten-free sweets."
The wolves asked where she lives.
"Does she look far away?"
Now, the wolves reasoned in their heads exactly what they would do to get to grandmother's house.
"Well, we should go at the same time. We'll go this way and you go that way. We'll see who gets there first."
The wolves ran as fast as they could, taking the shortest path, and Little Red Riding Hood took a roundabout way, entertaining herself by gathering nuts, running after butterflies, and picking flowers. It was not long before the wolves arrived at grandmother's house.
"That's me."
The wolves knocked at the door.
"Who's there?" "Little Red Riding Hood, your grandchild,"
replied the wolf as he giggled to himself. He said what he brought to the grandmother.
"I got you a cake and some gluten-free sweets. Come on in."
The wolves opened the door immediately and tied up poor little grandma to save her for dinner. They then shut the door, and one wolf into the grandmother's bed, and the other behind him, awaiting Little Red Riding Hood, who came sometime afterwards. Little Red Riding Hood decided to come a little time afterwards and knocked on grandmother's door.
"Who's there?"
Little Red Riding Hood, hearing the voice of the wolf, was at first afraid, but believing her grandmother had a cold and was hoarse-voiced, said,
"It's me, your grandchild, Little Red Riding Hood. I'm going for a cake and some gluten-free sweets."
The wolf cried out to her, softening his voice as much as he could.
"Come on in."
Little Red Riding Hood turned the doorknob and the door opened. The wolf, seeing her come in, said to her in the grandmother's clothes,
"Put the cake and the sweets over there and come and sit down right here."
Little Red Riding Hood did as she was told. She was greatly amazed to see how her grandmother looked in her nightclothes, and said to her,
"Grandma, what big ears you have." "All that I can hear you with." "Grandma, what big eyes you have." "All that I will see you with." "Grandma, what big teeth you have." "All that I will eat you."
After saying these words, both the wolves ran after Little Red Riding Hood and tied her up to save her for dinner as she screamed for help. Little Red's cry for help spread throughout all the village of Barhaven, and one of the brave builders of the town ran to her rescue just as he was getting off the OC transboat. Upon arriving at the grandmother's house and seeing the wolves about to escape, the builder took out his mallet and scared the wolves off, freeing both Little Red and Grandma. Clearly, grandmother was very happy.